reminded me of a story of when I was 19 years old. I got a job. I moved back down from San Francisco, back down to Orange County, and I got a job at Knott's as a scenic painter. I got hired in as a scenic painter, and I was working with this woman named Catherine, who's this amazing painter, this amazing woman. And I was asking her, how do you paint so well? How do you paint so fast? How do you it's just how, because this is all new to me. And it's confidence. And I didn't quite understand it until later, until I actually had the confidence. And then in the painting aspects, I knew when I had the confidence to know when it was done, had the confidence to know that this is how I do it. And I use this tool for this, and I apply it in this way. And then that's it. I don't need to overwork it. I got to let it go. I got to walk away from it. And this is good. This is good enough. And so much of the confidence came from understanding what was good enough. Because, when you're working in deadlines and when you're working, you have to know when to back away from a project and say, that's good enough. That's enough. Let's walk away from this. Let's move to the next thing. And that is so important when it comes to timing and deadlines and things like that, because we can sit and tweak on something for hours and days, but we just can't do that. And I didn't understand that how critical that aspect of confidence going, that's good enough, walking away. Because when I first started out, I would have overworked it, done it and redone it until it was probably worse off than it had been if I had stopped. So it was brilliant.
So, when you asked that question to her and she told you confidence, was that like an immediate, I'll just be confident now?
No.
Did that take time?
It took time. It took time, and it took time and me practicing that skill set and practicing it to such a degree that I knew I was capable.
So here's a question then. Is confidence overrated? Is it really that useful in the beginning?
Yes. Well, it's useful, but it's not often there in the beginning, right? Because the confidence comes with exposure, and exposure is going to teach you the walk of how to do things, and it's going to challenge you and push you past your comfort zone.
I think it's there, though. I think it is. I think it's there because you have to have confidence in something for you to keep trying. If you can't do it, right?
Well, you had confidence in.
You have to have a belief.
General, yeah.
You have to have a belief in your ability to learn. Like, you have a belief.
Yeah.
You have to have that has to exist in you. Like, I will be able to learn this by failing and practicing, right?
But
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
We're talking about a lot of internal confidence, like self-confidence.
Yeah.
What we didn't talk about was external confidence. You literally saw that this lady could do it. You were confident that she could get it done in that amount of time with that quality because you've seen her do it.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches get their confidence from seeing other coaches and people walking the walk, which I think external confidence fills in the gap of when you don't really have that internal confidence sometimes.
Well, it's possible. If so-and-so can do it, I can do it. That kind of mentality. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I was getting a little confused. I'm glad you clarified that.
But what I was trying to get at with that question originally was, I think that confidence is a bit overrated sometimes, because if you don't have the confidence, sometimes that stops you from doing the thing that you could be doing or should be. Whereas this is me just taking off my coaching hat. You should just try something or do it, whether or not you have the confidence in yourself, and then figure it out afterwards. I can think of a lot of times in my personal life where that's been the case, where I didn't have the confidence, but still did it and still worked out for the best.
So you just have to be willing.
What?
You don't need confidence. You just have to be willing. You just have to be willing to do it.
Amen.
That's what we tell our students in the packet.
What is the difference then between the will and the confidence? Because somewhere in there, I have to have confidence that I can go through that next step. Even if I don't know what it is, I have to have that confidence that encourages the will to move through that
so many things go into that. I mean, you're speaking marketing right now, like because we're speaking about how we move somebody from a state of thought and stagnancy to a state of action, which is truthfully what every person that is selling anything is attempting to do. We're trying to get you to stop watching and click something, type it in, click our button, and actually take an action, right? And it's that switch. So what is it that causes that switch? And there are so many things, right? There's emotion, that emotional desire, and for some reason it sort of has to be a perfect storm, or but it's different for everybody, right? There are people who are motivated away, people who are motivated towards, people who are it really is. It's if we could define to a letter, and I think with neuromarketing, they're doing that in many ways, what it is that motivates us to switch from that moment of doing nothing to actually doing something. What is it that kicks our butt?
Yeah. But you said something a little bit ago that I wanted, if we don't mind, going back to, because you said to learn the good enough. I think that's the space that new coaches fail inconfident, unconfident. What's the right term there?
Confidence.
Lack of competency. I can do that one. That idea is they didn't do good enough. They overanalyze, they overthink, they want to keep doing, so in a coaching session, we often encourage that ending question to be, sorry, I was looking at the chat there. That question is, instead of questioning, did you do good enough as a coach, just ask what's their takeaway, right? That is part of what we do in our Go Learn acronym is, what's their takeaway? And as soon as they start telling you what their takeaway from that experience was, that tells your committee, that ego, to stop talking because that's not invited. So when you are talking about the learn the good enough, that's really a great stance in that, allow that space for it to be good enough.